Welcome you guys to my NFL Week 7 recap. Just got done watching the Monday night game between the Bears and the Patriots. That's right, Bears football. Well, actually, we'll talk about that later on. But let's talk about the Thursday game. We had, let me get my thing here. We had the Saints versus the Cardinals. Going into the game, the Saints were 2-4. Again, you look at that division with the Saints, Cardinals, Bucks, Panthers. Again, a division that is all those teams are in a rebuilding job, and the Cardinals win 34 to 42. This was Robbie Anderson's first start as a Cardinal. He got traded a couple of days ago, so he had his first start, and DeAndre Hopkins started. DeAndre Hopkins started his first game of the season, and yeah, the Cardinals won 42 to 34. Going on to the Sunday games, we had the Lions versus the Cowboys. First thing I want to say is fire Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes needs to be fired as the Lions GM. Again, this offseason, the Lions needed a quarterback. What the hell happens? We stick with Jared Goff as your quarterback. Okay, you have Williams, you have St. Brown, but who the fuck are they going to catch the ball to because they've got Jared Goff as a quarterback? But anyway, the Cowboys won 6 to 24. Dak came back into the team for the Cowboys to make it 6 to 24. Typical Lions performance, and again, fire Brad Holmes. You had the Bucks versus the Panthers. I said a couple minutes ago about that division with the Bucks, Panthers, Saints. Again, that division is a rebuilding job, and you look at the Bucks, especially with Brady, and Brady's like, fuck those kids. I'm going into retirement. I don't want to deal with these damn kids screwing in my ear 24/7. He came back. Bruce Arians went to an office job in the front office for the Bucks, and Todd Bowles comes in, and then they're 3-3. They lose to the Panthers under Steve Wilkes. His first, Steve Wilkes gets his first win as a head coach, 3-21. And for the Panthers, and same for the Bucks, they need to get rid of some of these guys that they have. Like I said, Tom Brady. Again, I've said countless times on this channel that he's one of the greatest quarterbacks I've seen in my lifetime. But again, this has got to be his last year. Father time has caught up with him. It's a thing that he cannot control. Again, he's 45. Again, if you look at the quarterbacks that we have in the NFL, like you look at Breeze, he was 37 when he retired. Big Ben was 39. Even Rodgers this year, you can see that this could be possibly, the returns on that big investment hasn't been well. Russ is 34. Again, you look at the NFL and like some of these quarterbacks, Matt Ryan got injured. He's going to be out for the rest of the year with a shoulder injury. So, again, you look at a lot of the league, it's like some of them should have retired. A lot sooner. But then we have the Colts versus the Titans. The Titans went 10 to 19. One thing I did like that is that Malik Willis did get a bit of game time, but again, why not start Malik Willis? I mean, see what you have with Malik Willis in Tennessee. Again, going out of the of last year's college class, I was actually excited to see him in the NFL. I wanted him for the Lions, but the Titans got him in the third round. Again, just see what you have with him. And, you know, if you lose a couple games, it doesn't matter. Just let's see the development of a Malik Willis. Then we have the Falcons versus the Bengals. 17 to 35 for the Bengals. Again, you look at the Falcons. Big rebuilding job for them as well after Matt Ryan. Start Desmond Ridder as a quarterback. Because Mariota, you know what you get with Mariota. You've got Drake London, which is a great acquisition. I really like that acquisition with Drake London, but you need to start Desmond Ridder. Then we have the Browns versus the Ravens. Ravens win 20 20-23. Then we have the Giants versus the Jags. Again, Brian Daboll doing great things. Both you look at the Jags and the Giants. I know both teams need a lot of work. Like the Jags' passing game needs work for Trevor Lawrence. But the Giants are 6-1 now. First time since 2008 that they've been 6-1. They won 20-17. Then we have the Packers versus the Commanders. Carson Wentz was injured for this game, so we have Tyler Hickey for this game. 21-20. Again, you look at this Packers team, and like I said before, like Rodgers, this 3-year deal, the returns ain't that good for this 3-year deal that he signed in the summer. If you're gonna have this whole thing with having Aaron Rodgers for 3 years, you need to build around him. You need to have the offensive line around him. You need to have the wide receiver around him. You sign Aaron Rodgers, and then you put Davante Adams on the franchise tag, and then you trade him away, and then you replace him with Sammy Watkins. Again, if you're gonna go all in, and you're gonna do what the Rams did last season, go all in. Get yourself an OBJ. Get whoever you've got to get. Whoever you got to get in that offensive line, and see what you, and then go for the here and now, and actually try to appear in the Super Bowl instead of doing well in the regular season. When it comes to the playoffs, you're choking and yeah. But yeah, the Packers won 21-20. Then we had the Jets versus the Broncos. Again, I'm looking at this Broncos team. Russ didn't start this game, but Nathaniel Hackett, him as a head coach in the NFL, I'm like, again, I know he's still young. I know it's his first job in the NFL, but his return so far haven't been that good. But Jets won 16-9. I want to say the MVP so far for this Jets team has been Breece Hall. Breece Hall has been a really great bit of fresh air for this team. Great pickup in the draft that he had this year for Breece Hall. I just think he's a great acquisition. Again, they still need some more people on the offensive side of the ball. But again, you look at Breece Hall, he's a good acquisition. Again, I like what they're doing, and I like what the Jets have done with their draft this year. Then we have the Texans versus the Raiders. We had the Texans versus the Raiders. It was 7-3 in the second. Then it was 13-17. Then 20-17. Then 20-21 in the fourth. And then 20-38, and the Raiders get the win against the Texans. Then we have the Chiefs versus the 49ers. Jimmy G versus Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes defeated Jimmy G 44-23. McCaffrey started for the 49ers. Obviously, he got traded from the Panthers earlier, about a couple of days ago. Then we have the Seahawks versus the Chargers, 37-23. Seattle just destroyed the Chargers. Again, I don't know what's going on with Herbert and the rest of the guys, but the Seahawks won 37-23. And then we have the Steelers versus the Dolphins. Tua came back from his concussion, and Kenny Pickett came back from his concussion, so it's great to see those guys on the field. You have one thing I want to talk about in this game with the Steelers. It was like 10-13, and they could have got it up to 9 points in the game. And instead of going for a field goal, I think they go for a timeout or whatever it was. Like, again, what the fuck was that? Again, it cost you ultimately in the game because you had Holland, who had an interception in the fourth to make it 10-16, and then that cost you the game. If you gone for the field goal, you could have actually fucking won the game, Mike Tomlin. Then we go to tonight's game, the Bears versus the Packers. Bears football. It wasn't much Bears football tonight. Even though I didn't. Even though the game was typical Bears football on prime time. Why the fuck are we still on prime time? But again, you got to look at it. They was doing this because they wanted to see Bill Belichick become the the second most wins in the NFL as a head coach. He didn't do it tonight. He's 348 wins in the NFL, and he lost to the damn Bears. I mean, it's got written in stone. Like the guy he's tied with, George Halas. He founded the Bears, and then the Bears are like, you're not becoming you're not getting the second most wins as an NFL head coach. We're gonna do some Bears football. We're gonna actually win 33-16. Justin Fields was good tonight. This was one of his best games this season. For Justin Fields, he was finding people in the pockets. The one thing I've been frustrated with Justin Fields for this season and even last year is his pocket awareness was not there. You look at him against the Commanders last week. People was wide open. He wasn't finding the pockets. But then tonight he was finding people. He was actually Gatsby got the play calling right. And again, you look at this Patriots team. I've talked about it before. But this Patriots team, Bill Belichick, the GM, is fucking over Bill Belichick, the head coach, because again, the draft picks he's making in the off season is affecting this team, and you can see again this Patriots team isn't that good. Again, it's very gettable. The Bears ain't that good either, so I'm not giving them much credit. But they had a good game tonight, the Bears, and Justin Fields had a good game. I think he had a really good game tonight, and the Bears won 33-16. And then that is my NFL recap for Week 7. Leave your guys' thoughts in the comments, and